It's the first time that I ever got triple stripe lining, and I'm really, really, really hopeful. Morning, guys. I literally just pulled myself out of bed. It's bright and early. Have blood work and ultrasound today, so I get to find out how my lining's doing, which is really exciting and a bit nerve-wracking. I just really hope that after the Lupron Depot, which kind of resets your lining and makes it so that you've got nothing, I hope that it regrew. Oh, like what if it's super thin? I guess my transfer just gets pushed a little bit, but anyways, so I'll go and find out about that. Obviously I have blood work as well, and then tonight have a progesterone oil shot, but I've got a busy day before that because, or not progesterone oil, maybe I do, but I have E2V, the estradiol valerate shot for sure. Maybe I'll have 2 tonight. Ugh. But I've got a lot going on between my morning appointment and that because my mom's coming into town. She was supposed to come in tomorrow because she's being so kind as to come watch our dog while we're gone because he's got like major separation anxiety issues. It's just too long to leave him in the kennel. So, but anyways, she's got also to fly standby. So anyways, the flights are all whatever. So in the end, she may end up coming in today instead. So I'll just have to wait and see. It's because she flies standby, I won't know until sort of the last minute. But I also have some errands to run and I'm supposed to be meeting up with a girl from Instagram. There goes my backup alarm. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get showered and get going and I'll bring you guys along. Okie dokie, and we're out the door. But I've been on this medication called prednisone, which I'm using as an immune suppressant. The thought is that my immune system attacks, is overactive and therefore doesn't recognize the embryo as my own and attacks it. So that the hope is that this medication will stop that from happening. But a few of the side effects, one is insomnia. Last night I got a great night's sleep, so I'm super stoked about that. But the night before, I was up from like 2:30 to 5:30, and like that was brutal. Like I was wide awake. I probably like could have got up and baked cupcakes. I was so awake. But last night at least I got a good night's sleep. But I think it was just I was so overtired from the night before. Anyways, hoping that it doesn't get worse again. I have in some forums that I'm part of, women have mentioned that insomnia is like a big issue. So we'll see. But the other side effect that I have started to notice on myself is something called moon face. It's basically that your face starts getting fuller and more rounded. And because I am so thin to begin with, I feel like it's quite noticeable actually. But my like cheeks are fuller, my face just feels like a little bit more rounded. I don't know, it's really bizarre, but on the flip side, I feel like I kind of look a little bit more healthy because when not that I look unhealthy otherwise, but I definitely have a bit more like meat to my bones, and I think that looks healthy. I think that being too skinny isn't, everyone wants to be super, super thin, but you know, I think it's more important to be healthy, and I sometimes wish that I looked healthier than I do. So I'm kind of finding it like I look a little bit more like, you know, I feel like I'm starting to get my little pregnancy puff, but it definitely is a side effect. We'll see if it gets any worse. I know a lot of women hate this side effect and they get really insecure about it, and you know, it could get worse and I could feel really insecure about it, but whatever. Eventually it's supposed to go down, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, otherwise, in terms of side effects and like symptoms and whatever, everything's pretty low key and not too bad. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like I have a great amount of energy. I was taking vitamin D pills because I had blood work done that showed that I was a little bit deficient in it. So I I was feeling a little bit better. I had a little bit more energy once I started those, which I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should just always be on these, probably. But a woman told me that the drops, like the liquid version of vitamin D, is actually much better. Like it gets absorbed by your system a lot more readily. So I switched over to that, and I feel like amazing all of a sudden. I feel like super high energy. I feel great. And it's interesting because a lot of research is showing how important, or is beginning to show how important vitamin D, how vital it is in fertility. And it's not something that any of our doctors really talk about. Like, sure, they test us and we might be in the normal range, but if you're at the low end of the normal range, like, you could probably benefit from vitamin D. So if you're trying to conceive and it's taking a little bit of time, maybe get your vitamin D levels checked and actually look at specifically what your numbers are, and consider adding in a vitamin D supplement. So that's something you can try. Yeah, anyways, I don't really have much else to report. As I said earlier, I have a bit of a busy day. I'm going to go have this blood work and ultrasound, fingers crossed. I'll give you guys an update afterwards if I get a chance. I have to race home and do my injections. I think today might be the last day of my vaginal Viagra, which is like exciting, but also not, because I know that in 5 days, like after our transfer, I think I switch over to progesterone suppositories. So it's like I get like a couple days break maybe, and then I'm on to them again. But it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not one of those people who absolutely hates them. I can cope. I don't like them. I mean, why would you? But it's not the end of the world. So I can tough it out for another little while here. Feeling really good. Feeling really positive about the cycle. Still trying to think positive thoughts as much as possible. Of course, I have my doubts sometimes, but I don't know. I just feel really good, and I feel my best that I've ever felt for a cycle. I've never felt so healthy. I've never felt so energetic. I've just never felt all around this good going into a transfer. And I know that I still have a little bit of time before my transfer. I have, actually it's a week today. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. 1 week today, I have my transfer. That's awesome. No, wait. What day is it? What day is it? It's Wednesday. It's the 1 week yesterday. I missed my 1 week countdown. Oh my gosh. Time is flying by. What the heck? Okay, well, less than a week to go, and I have my transfer. We leave for New York on Friday. I'm all packed, ready to go. Other than my medications, I got my medication necessity letter from my doctor that basically says that I'm allowed to carry needles onto the plane, which is a huge relief. So hopefully they won't give me any grief at security, but I'm all set to go. So we're doing it. Hey guys, so I just got back from my blood work and ultrasound appointment. It went really well. I have a triple stripe lining. Sorry, one second. I have a triple stripe lining, but it's only at like just around 8 millimeters, give or take. Well, not give or, at max, I'd say it's about 8. Oops. But so I really was hoping for at least 10. It is what it is. But the one thing that I will say is that I'm super stoked that I had the triple stripe, because I don't think I've ever had triple stripe before. And in the past, I've had these like ultrasounds, and I've never really been able to see the lining. Like, they've been pointing it out, and it's been like very murky and like so much else kind of on the screen that I'm like, I can't really see what I'm looking at. Whereas this time I could really, really tell where the lining was, which was cool. 1, 2, 3. Ow, what stings. And and I'll show you a picture here in a second. I will say that it looks better than I've ever seen it look. It's triple stripe. I'm very happy and feeling positive about it. Sorry. And so here's hoping. But I need to wait and hear back from the doctor and see what they're going to say. If they want me to start progesterone today or tomorrow, or maybe even go back for an ultrasound on Friday. I'm not sure what they're going to say, so we'll have to follow up with them this afternoon. This is my, I don't know if you can see it, that's the lining. This right here, that's sort of the lining, and the like triple stripe is the 3 layers that you'll see. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm feeling really happy with where we're at, given the fact that we had to completely reset my lining with the Loop Run Depot, and we had to basically regrow my entire lining. So I'm feeling like this is a good thing, but I need to wait and see, because I was hoping, Casey, hey, come here. I was really hoping for at least 10. An ideal in my head has been 12. That was like my goal, is to get to 12. So it's definitely lower than what my goal was. Even here on these ones, what did it show? 7.3. So like she got it up to 8 in one of the scans. Like the thickest part of it was 8. But 7.3, I mean, they're looking for anything above 7 usually to go ahead with the transfer. But it increases your odds the thicker it is. So I'm not super stoked, but I am really happy at how clear it looks, because in the past, it's like I look at the screen, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at, can't even really see anything, and I definitely never really saw that triple stripe. So that's hopefully a good sign. I don't know. Anyways, my mom let me know that she's coming in at 1, so I need to pick her up at the airport. And before that, I'm going to meet my friend off of Instagram. We're going to have tea at her house while her car brakes are being fixed, because she's pretty much immobile. So I gotta run. Like, this is how crazy my day is. But we'll touch base later. Here at the airport. She doesn't see me yet. Here she is. She sees me. She's running. So excited. I'm excited to see her. That's my video.
Oh, hi.
This is my mom.
Hi, how you doing?
So with every one of these needles, you have to put a specific amount?
Yeah, there's a dosage depending on my blood work. So I had blood work earlier today, and then it tells them, today is, what day is it, 7th? So 0.3. Takes a while.
Yeah, I'll say. This is not for lightweights.
No. Eric.
So what was the frozen water pad for? Just to...
That was to wipe the top of the jar, so if there was any germs before putting the needle tip in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll wipe the area on my bum that he's injecting with meds. You'll have to be on the other side, honey. It's my right
Right,
cheek.
sorry. Ready?
Don't say ready. Count me down so I
1,
know.
2, 3.
rubbed my bum to make it better.
Yes.
I had the needle head. I
It's
lost.
complete teamwork.
My first time doing it, I didn't do so well.
He's gotten better. There was a lot of blood the first time. Okay, so it's quite a bit later. I'm just getting ready to go to bed. As you saw, I had my estradiol valerate injection again tonight. My doctor has decided to push my transfer because he'd like to see my lining a little bit thicker, which I agree with and want to hope will make the difference. So we're gonna give it a couple extra days and see if maybe we can't get it a little bit thicker, and then we're gonna go ahead with transfer on the 16th. So instead of the 13th now, we're not transferring until the 16th, which means we're gonna be in New York for a whole week before our transfer. But oh well, that's just life, you know. That's why we booked a really big period of time, because you just really never know with IVF. You never know what's gonna happen, what's, you know. So our lining looks great. He was really happy, like I was, to see the triple stripe because, as I said, I haven't had that before, and that's really promising. It shows that it's healthy, I think. It's just maybe not as thick as we'd like it to be, and that could be because of the Lupron Depot, because we reset my lining, so it had to build up from scratch. But hopefully, because it built up from scratch, at least it's a healthy lining. It just might need an extra little time. So, continuing with my meds, still flying out on Friday, and on Saturday I should get a new calendar for the remaining chunk of time, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, I guess hurry up and wait. More waiting. But I'm exhausted. It's been a really busy day. I got my mom in town. We had a nice visit and ran around a bunch, did some errands, and then just had a chill evening. But I'm definitely ready to go to bed and put this day behind me. I also had a really nice visit with my friend. We were able to fit in coffee, tea, whatever you drink. She made me this neat drink. I might have to get the recipe because apparently it's supposed to help with like inflammation and stuff, because it's got like turmeric and cinnamon and all sorts of good things. So, but yeah, it was really nice. It's always nice to meet people face to face in this journey, because I mean, you can talk on support forums and you can do all of those things, but something about the human connection and actually, you know, sitting down with someone and being able to relate on a deeper level that you can't with other people in your tangible environment. It's refreshing. So it was really, really lovely. And if you're watching, it was lovely to meet you, and I'm excited to see you again. But with that, I'm going to sign off and go rub my tushy, which is really, really sore, and take my vitamins. I just downed a bit of pomegranate juice. I've been eating fresh pomegranates, but now I'm like adding in pomegranate juice, and I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of research in the morning and see any like Hail Mary tips for thickening my lining. So if you have any, please put them in the comments. I need all the help I can get right now. Okay. Good night, guys. Thanks for watching.